Hi there, I'm Kevin Durand, Proximus Caesar, and you are watching Talking Apes.
Now listen to me, Caesar. There can be only one talking chimpanzee on Earth. The child of the two talking apes.
20 years back. From the year, Senor Mando, when the two talking apes arrived on Earth.
And we believe that the male and female talking apes have come to us out of the future.
A month before the talking apes arrived on Earth.
From now on, you have but one assignment. To find that talking ape.
He's a performing ape for my circus.
A talking ape?
That idiot!
This chimpanzee...
Get out of retraction immediately. Announce that the talking ape has been apprehended and put to death.
Incredible! The talking apes!
Happy holidays, ape fans! We are hoping everyone is having a great holiday season so far. I am Richard Woloski, and I want to welcome you back to Talking Apes. This is your Planet of the Apes podcast, where over the past 10 years, we have broken down the films, the TV shows, live action and animated. We've talked with actors and authors. We've talked to the fan community. And we're currently breaking down the classic Marvel Planet of the Apes comics. Now, this is going to be our year-end wrap-up show. And I think we've had more Talking Apes this year in 2024 than ever before. What with the new movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, lots of San Diego Comic-Con content. We've had a 50th anniversary of the Planet of the Apes TV series, the Talking Apes 10th anniversary, and I don't know what more we can do to fit into 2024, but you know what? We're going to try with this episode right here. Now, this is going to be a hard year to beat, so 2025, you got big shoes to fill. And I want to thank Marco Gushowitz for getting us that awesome Kevin Durand, a.k.a. Proximus Caesar promo that you just heard at the top of the show. All right, now, everyone, he is back. He is with us. Here he is. All rise for Mr. Kevin Toft. Hey, Kevin.
Richard. Excuse me, just a second. I
got a little ape in your throat. Oh, what do we have there, Kevin? What do we have there?
Oh, just a little simian deliciousness. That is going to be my official Talking Apes hydration equipment for when we're podcasting.
What do you got in there, Kevin?
Well,
some holiday cheer?
Banana daiquiri, right?
That would only make sense.
That's what Paul told me to use. So
when Paul Williams tells you to do something, you do it.
This is 7 months of nothing but banana daiquiris.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? How you doing, Richard?
Good. We missed you in the last couple of episodes.
The last time, I think you had to get something recorded by a certain date, and I was not available, and thank you again. Well, let's spend the top of the show just thanking Mark Agoshowitz for everything. Let's just do that. Let's just take a good 5-10 minutes. Thank you, Mark Agoshowitz. Anyways,
you will love that.
That was super nice of him to step in and help us out there on that episode.
And I see that you've added some things to your collection there, Kevin.
Why, yes, I did. Thanks to Weta Workshops, I now am the proud owner of. Look at that.
What? Oh, that's Dr. Zaius?
Yes.
Or is it Counselor Zaius?
Well, he'll always be the doctor to me, but these are absolutely amazing character sculptures, which you can find on Weta Workshop right now. For this price, I would say that as an Apes fan, you would be crazy not to get it. They're $8. But for some reason,
wow.
Cornelius is $9. It might have something to do with his aeronautic adventure here with the paper airplane. But I got to say that these are super high quality. They have a really cool base that you can attach to them. And like I said, the sculpture quality, you can almost see the actor in there. It's amazing how they captured each of these characters.
Yeah, how tall is that?
This is approximately 8 centimeters by 14 centimeters.
All right, give it to me in inches. There we go. That looks like a good, what, 5 inches?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
about...
you got a ruler right there. Giving me the centimeter nonsense.
Yeah, it's about like 5 or 6 inches roughly, depending on the posture of the character. And then, of course...
Is it articulated?
No, not at all. But as you can see, look, is that Kim or what?
That is Kim Hunter. If there ever was a Kim Hunter, that's her right there. Wow. Those are some great sculpts.
Highly recommend everybody go over to Weta Workshop's website and check these out because, like I said, for roughly $8 or $9 each, and the quality of these sculpts, I was just blown away. I am so happy to have them in my collection.
Well, they will soon be in my collection as well.
Yes.
Got to give Sarah my holiday Christmas list.
Santa Tink, are you listening, Santa Tink?
Oh, she'll get the link. Big red circles around it, like you would do it with the JCPenney wish list, the wish book with the Sears wish book. You'd get every fall and you'd circle everything.
I remember that was such an event, right?
Oh yeah. The Star Wars pages would just be circle around everything. Don't even bother circling it. Here's my wish list right there. Thanks, Sears.
Right. I would just tear it. Just here, I would hand the Star Wars page over. Just here, the whole page. Can't miss with this. But there were a couple other things that came out around that time.
Yeah, there were some figures.
Well, there was some slot car sets and Space 1999 stuff.
I hope people out there know what we're talking about. It was a catalog of everything coming out in Sears or JCPenney's, from the boring clothes stuff, and you'd have the electronics, but in the back of the book was all the toys. A book like the size of what, like 6-7 inches thick.
Well, that was the one you could get in the store. The one that came in the newspaper was more like a...
Oh, I'm talking about the one that would, I guess you'd put yourself on the mailing list and you'd get these every like September, October.
They were never that. My parents were never that shrewd. I relied on the Los Angeles Times and what came in that, but was still very efficient. It was like a version of that, but it really had the hot sellers in that one, right? So yeah, your parents then sent away and got the whole kit and caboodle, and we got the abridged, but it was still effective.
For better or for worse, we got it because when you got this, forget about homework for the rest of the season. You just had your laser focus on this book. Those were the days. All right, Kevin. So let's talk now about what's coming up on this big episode. There is so much to talk about, like the apes, the monkeys that escaped from a lab in South Carolina. We want to talk about that. We're going to continue our celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Apes TV series. Bobby Porter has a few messages that he sent in for us. And Halloween at the House of Baker. That's right. If you saw all the posts on Talking Apes about how Rick Baker celebrated Halloween, you're gonna go just ballistic.
Well, and how about the movie release schedules based on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? That was
we
big
got
deal.
that. And Kevin, as a highlight to this episode, guess what we're gonna do?
Not sing.
Well, I am so proud of our efforts from last year. So we're going to replay our melodically and on key the 14 episodes of Planet of the Apes. You know, the tune set to the 12 Days of Christmas. And luckily, my sweetie wife Sarah was here to keep us both somewhat in key. I thought that came out really, really great. But
I think we're gonna
replay that for 2024.
Thanks to Jedi Tink for keeping us together. But yes, I was actually sweating bullets over here.
Now, speaking of 2024, we got my favorite movie of the year, and that was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, Kevin, what is the final tally on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes domestically?
171 million.
What did it get worldwide?
That would be 397 million.
And do you know what else this means, Kevin? What else does this mean? This means a sequel. A sequel has been reported. The Hollywood Reporter reported that the sequel will be coming to a theater in your Forbidden Zone in 2027.
And where do you think this is headed? Right? Remember what I've always said. I think we're heading for the 1968 reboot. I think it's going to get us there. At some point, there's going to be somebody that's going to have a flashback in this movie or the next movie about space astronauts that were shot off into space before all this went down. And that'll be the setup. As soon as you see anybody talk about a space launch or remembering these astronauts, that, I say, is the moment we know that they're going to reboot the 68.
Yeah, I know you're right. I know they're going to work up to that because they know that's what the ape fans really want. And I'm happy that they're taking so much time. That's 3 years before the next movie comes out, and that means they really want to get it right.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a bad banana in the whole batch of Apes films.
No,
I'm
there's
sorry.
not.
I had to go there.
Well, that's because they're so appealing, Richard.
Oh my goodness, we could do this all day.
You might even say there's a bunch of movies about Planet of the Apes.
Maybe we should have stopped it too. But as I've always said, I love the films, but I really want a Disney Plus series. I really, really do. That way we can spend even more time with the characters.
I am not against that. Not against that at all.
All right, well, more to come. As soon as they release more news, we will bring it to the apes and we'll break it down with our commentary. Now, Kevin, were you in South Carolina anytime in the last month?
I had nothing to do with that. That was not me.
Kevin?
You can't prove it.
43 primates escaped from the Alpha Genesis Research Facility in Yemassee, South Carolina in mid-November. Is that why you weren't around for the last couple of episodes, Kevin?
If there's going to be a simian uprising, they need a Dr. Zaius to lead them, don't they?
I knew it was you. I just knew it. Now,
hey, what do we always say? Go ape. That's our thing, right?
And you did. You did.
Eventually, it's going to happen.
Yeah, so 43 primates escaped from this research facility in South Carolina, and unfortunately, the monkeys weren't threatening to take over civilization, which I was really hoping because we need a reboot. We need a reboot for our civilization. Now, CBS News reported they were just being goofy monkeys, jumping back and forth, playing with each other. They're watching us the same way we're watching them. This is CBS News, and they use the words goofy monkeys. Now, residents were strongly advised to keep doors and windows secured to prevent these primates from entering homes. Not here. Open the windows, open all the doors. Come on in. You guys got a place to stay here. No more research for you.
That's right. Just banana daiquiris, and you get to hang out with Bobby Porter. That's.
And if one of those primates said, "I loathe bananas," like, okay, research facility, you ain't getting these monkeys back. Now, the police said if you spot any of these escaped animals, please contact 911 immediately and refrain from approaching them. Nope, not over here. Now, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention added that the risk to the public is low as long as people do not approach or come in contact with the monkeys. That's all I ever want to do is approach the monkeys, whether it be the band or the primates. And they also said, please do not say the word no. That may trigger the one named Aldo. It says it right there. It says it right there in the report.
I'm sure one of them was named Aldo. Yes.
Now, if you're wondering, the Alpha Genesis facility breeds these monkeys and provides non-human primate products and bioresearch service across the globe. The company's clinical trials reportedly include research on progressive brain disorders. I don't want to know how they do this.
Now, wait a minute. Wasn't the first movie centered around... Didn't John Lithgow have a progressive brain disorder in the first movie? Yes. Could they have been testing a drug
for Alzheimer's?
On these monkeys?
Oh, when Rise of the Planet of the Apes comes to fruition.
Life's imitating art.
Yes, it is. Now, Representative Nancy Mace is looking into the welfare of the monkeys at the facility. Good. Good, we need her. Many monkeys have suffered severe consequences, in the past, while in the care of Alpha's Genesis. Kevin, get back to South Carolina right away. Stat. Take the next couple of Talking Apes episodes off, okay? We need you out there.
Right, we got to rally our simian friends.
And let's all come to Southern California, everyone. Choose a buddy.
There you go.
Choose a buddy. Now, as of November 18th, 39 of the 43 monkeys had been recovered. Also from CBS News. They wanted us to know that these monkeys are enjoying their sandwiches and Fruit Loops.
Don't give them anything healthy, right?
Exactly. I guess that's the way you lure them back. Here's a peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The crusts have been cut off. Come back. I want to thank Christopher Legg for bringing this to our attention. And then I noticed a lot of other apes had posted this on our Talking Apes Facebook group and page as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you
almost
to everyone.
The second it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey there, Talking Apes crew. It's Bobby Porter here, still alive and kicking. 2024 is almost done. We had a pretty good year. New movie, 50 years ago today. No, not today, but 50 years ago, a few months ago. I was the first ape you saw on the TV series. Should have gone 8 years. And by the way, congratulations for 10 amazing years for Talking Apes. Really, really cool job, you guys. Congratulations. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Let's do it again next year. What do you say? I got to go back and run.
All right, Kevin, now let's continue our Planet of the Apes TV series 50th anniversary celebration. Kevin, what's the best way to remember all these 14 plot lines?
Well,
say it, Kevin. Say it.
We could sing about it.
We could, and we did. So let's go ahead and hear our musical tribute to all 14 episodes condensed into one song under the musical direction of my speedy wife, Sarah. On the first episode, CBS gave to me astronauts named Alan and Pete.
On the second episode, CBS gave to me Prefect Barlow, framed for the death of Urko's lieutenant, Jason.
On the third episode, CBS gave to me Urko and Alan working together before they were buried alive.
On the fourth episode, CBS gave to me Alan and Pete helping to save Polar's farm with a windmill and a baby calf.
On the fifth episode, CBS gave to me
the computer room.
Now Pete and Alan may know how civilization fell into a planet of the apes.
On the sixth episode, CBS gave to me Pete and Alan captured. They must prove their worth as fishermen or be fed to the sharks who are the gods of the sea.
On the seventh episode, CBS gave to me Alan is shot, he needs a blood transfusion. It's all up to Galen's ex-girlfriend, who is a doctor, and her name is Kyra.
On the eighth episode, CBS gave to me a lynch mob of apes killing innocent humans, a blind ape named Fauna. She falls for Pete when she thinks he is an ape, but in the end she forgives him.
On the ninth episode, CBS gave to me a blacksmith's son is in bad trouble, but to save him, Pete races a gorilla, though he may be captured. The gorilla cheats, cheaters don't win, so Pete wins the race, and the boy is saved.
On the 10th episode, CBS gave to me, Pete is a captured chimp scientist. Her name is Wanda. Brainwashes Pete. He hallucinates an old girlfriend. He finally gets some backstory. Urkel wants to wash his brain in cold water.
On the 11th episode, CBS gave to me, the corrupt ape Aboro. Humans are in trouble. Pete, Alan, and Galen try to take him down. Galen steps up. He tricks Aboro to overthrow Urko. Instead, Aboro will attempt to assassinate the general. Pete and Alan and Galen feel this is too far. On the 12th episode, CBS gave to me, Pete, Alan, and Galen are quarantined. There's a malaria outbreak in a tiny village. Alan blames mosquitoes. Will this spread? Just in case it does, Urko has an idea. Torch the village and the people. Zeus saves the day and tells Urko to go home.
On the 13th episode, CBS gave to me, the village of Borak gives up 5 humans to ape slavers. Unwilling humans are sacrificed by the high priestess. Alan, Pete, and Galen discover the priestess is making bombs to destroy the apes.
On the 14th episode, CBS gave to me, a human named Lurik is experimenting with hang glide flying, but he is captured. A chimp scientist, her name is Garcia, tries to learn his secret. Now she must be stopped. Kevin, stand aside. This finale's not worthy of a human. Now she must be stopped. Pete, Alan, and Galen cannot let the technology fall into ape hands, or the humans will suffer dire consequences. As a matter of fact, I like the sound of humans suffering dire consequences.
Kevin, what memory comes back to you when you hear that?
Standing at the edge of failure and sweating profusely. Again, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
But
we're going to thank Sarah. We're going to thank Mark a lot today, folks.
You know what this means, Kevin? Next year, for the 50th anniversary of the animated Return to the Planet of the Apes, we're going to give those 13 plot lines the same treatment.
Oh.
You have 1 year to rehearse.
I better start rehearsing now.
So much fun. So much fun. Oh, speaking of fun, Mr. Bobby Porter sent this message in about the 50th anniversary. Now, I don't think this half-century mark has hit him yet.
50 years. 50 years since we did the Planet of the Apes TV series. Time does fly, my friend. Enjoy every minute. And thanks for keeping the franchise alive and well with you and your crew. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Got to get my miles back in. See you soon.
Look at him. There's Bobby Porter with his 2 Planet of the Apes TV series scripts. There's one there from Escape from Tomorrow and The Good Seeds.
Awesome.
Yeah, he even let me touch them. Oh, of course, I had to wash my hands before and after. Now, as a reminder to everyone, we are posting our Talking Apes episodes in the Facebook group where Mark and I, we break down the episodes, each 14 episodes back 10 years ago. That was the whole genesis of Talking Apes, to break down all episodes of the TV series. And I'm posting them every single week as it corresponds to what episode was aired that day on CBS. Cool. And I've been getting a lot of comments from people who really like listening to these episodes. So thank you. Thank you to Anthony Mark. He's always the first one to chime in.
All right. Thank you, Anthony.
All right, now let's read some comments from you apes left on our Facebook page and group about the TV series and a few about the Talking Apes 10th anniversary.
And guess who's first? Guess who's first?
Speaking of Anthony Mark, he's got some notes about Pete's backstory. He writes, I am so happy today that we can all celebrate this 50th anniversary. Regarding Pete, in high school, he threw a no-hitter. In one episode, he throws a stone and hits a gorilla. And also, he was a running back at Michigan State. That's all we get for Pete. Alan, as far as the eye can see, as we have so much backstory on Alan, his family, his kids, and I think Anthony Mark just summed up Pete's backstory in a couple sentences. All right, now, Jonathan Champney, he writes in and says, I first became a fan of apes by watching the first film while staying with my son's great-grandparents on a Saturday afternoon in June of 1976. But it wouldn't be until December of 1976 that I realized there was a live-action television series based on the classic Apes saga. I knew there was already an animated series, as NBC was still showing repeats of Return throughout the summer of 1976. My son's great-grandparents had got me the complete set of Planet of the Apes Mego figures, along with the Treehouse playset and assorted accessories. They also got me the Apes Viewmaster set. I had that. I loved it. That was our version of Paramount Plus.
Right.
And that was the first time I was able to see photos from the television series. And I wanted to see more. But I would have to wait almost 7 years before I watched an episode of the live-action Apes series. And it would be on French-Canadian television. I think it was Memorial Day weekend in 1983. And on that Sunday evening, television station CFTM aired the episode I know as Escape from Tomorrow. Now, naturally, being in French and only being 9 years old, I didn't understand a word, but I was able to follow along thanks to my Viewmaster.
Nice.
That is a riot. So happy 50th anniversary to the Planet of the Apes television series. Like many fans, I wish there had been more episodes. But I'm thankful for the ones we do have. And thank you to Grandma and Grandpa for the role you played in introducing me to Planet of the Apes and encouraging my interest and passion for this franchise throughout our time together. Well, thank you, Jonathan.
French Planet of the Apes. Yes, that I would want to see. Où est le singe? Oui, avec moi. You know.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Well, what would Zaya sound like in French?
Oui, Taylor. Le singe d'Esperou, Taylor. Yeah,
all right.
Starting to sound like a lumberjack.
Television station CFTM, you know who to call.
That's right. Anybody out there got info on French Planet of the Apes? Yeah, let us know.
Jonathan, he's throwing that to you. All right, now we've got some more Talking Apes 10th anniversary feedback. Mike Kasprizik, hope I'm saying that name right, Kasprizik, he says, thank you for 10 years of great podcasts, and even a bigger thank you for finally addressing Urko by his proper title, Chief of Security. I didn't know that was such a big deal. Now, going forward, can you also address Zayas by his proper title, Counselor? His title is not Doctor in the TV series.
Perhaps. Only the small mind of a human would not know that by becoming a counselor, you have the first doctor in it.
All right,
I think he was both. Just saying.
All right, so now James Grattan, he writes in and says, I first found Talking Apes podcast either before or during the pandemic. I wanted to listen to something that went in-depth but lighthearted about one of my favorite franchises. I was not disappointed. I love the detailed episodes and discussions and the banter, the debates from the animated series about pig-faced humanoids, vampires in the windows, rivers versus puddles, etc., etc. made me chuckle, as well as Mark's disdain for the renamed apeism landmarks in books and authors. Like Ape Spear? Yeah,
Ape-tastic.
I think Mark's finally coming around to that. Mark, let me know. All right, James continues. My opinion was that what triggered the argument was due to the low budget production of the animation. For example, what's wrong with this screen cap from Escape from Ape City? All right, I'm going to show you this here. What is wrong with that, Kevin?
Would it be the fella missing the legs on the left?
Yep. If you look at the left corner, the bottom left corner, this gorilla he's got no legs.
Or perfectly green pants that match the grass. Could be camouflage. Could be part of a new ape army technology. I don't know.
What if he was just a gorilla born with no legs?
That's true.
That could happen.
And why are they dressed like redcoats in 1776?
Well, they're British.
Oh, right.
All right.
You threw tea in the harbor, and now you'll pay for it.
All right, now let's listen to more of what James has got to say, because he goes on by saying the coverage of the TV series was great, as were the interviews with Bobby Porter, Dana Gould, Paul Williams, etc. I can't narrow down a favorite interviewee, but listening to Bobby Porter's behind-the-scenes tales were great. The unproduced script read-through episodes were one of my favorites, as it shared new material with us. I loved Fallen God. That was the last episode, last unproduced script that we had read. That was an episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now James continues. The Talking Apes podcast ranks way up there in my charts alongside the Alpha Control podcast that covered another childhood favorite of mine, Lost in Space.
Oh, yes.
While the latter sadly no longer makes new podcast episodes, I pray that the lawgiver grants you many more years of podcasting and brings us insight and cheer. Go Ape. P.S. You must interview the Phantom of the Backlot. I now try to spot any set trespassers looking out of the upper story windows in The Trap and The Legacy. Yeah, I guess the Phantom of the Backlot I guess these people try to pop up in these windows during productions of films or TV shows. Kind of like the guy, the green with the in the Mandalorian. You can see his green shirt and jeans from behind one of the doorways. He just if you took one step to your right, you'd be out of the frame.
Right. Oh, that happens in so many movies.
Yeah.
It happened in Gladiator, with Star Trek The Motion Picture. I mean, you pick a movie, you can find usually somebody in frame in a crowd shot that shouldn't be there.
When I was working on the independent films when I first came to Los Angeles, I made sure to find a place where I could stick my head in every once in a while. So I guess I would be a Phantom of the Backlot.
One of my favorite movies, School Ties. There's this guy that keeps butting into all the scenes, especially in the French class at the beginning of the film. Hey, wait a minute. He looks a heck of a lot like you.
Oddly enough, we were learning all about how to read the Planet of the Apes in French.
Oh,
It all comes around,
yes,
Kevin.
All comes full circle now. I get it.
So thank you to everyone who commented on our anniversary posts. We still have more to come in 2025. That's how many of these comments that we got, Kevin. All right, now before we wrap up 2024, we must talk about the House of Baker. Rick Baker's Halloween tribute to the vintage Planet of the Apes. This was so fantastic. Look at this.
Man.
That is Rick Baker in Dr. Zaius makeup. I guess you weren't around, Kevin.
I was not present for that, or I was unavailable. Had Rick called me, though.
Yeah.
Of course, it would have been this, like, gossamer mega Zaius.
I didn't know Zaius was 8 feet tall. Now, a few nights before Halloween, Sarah and I walked the streets of Toluca Lake, which is part of Burbank and Southern California, hoping to find Rick Baker's house, since I knew he was having some kind of a Planet of the Apes display. I didn't know about all this. That he was going to have.
Richard, you should have called me. We know people. I could have found that out.
Well, you know what? I did reach out to people, and they didn't help out at all. But I just thought it was
in his front yard, or just...
This is his front yard, and people just walked up and looked at all the apes. There's Zera and Zeus right there, and there were mutants there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know how we did not find his address or any of our Toluca Lake Talking Apes listeners. Next time, let us know. Let us know. Sarah and I spent like 2 hours walking up and down the street because I just thought he had a display on his front yard. Because in Burbank, they do Halloween Town, not just Halloween. They do it up, and I thought I'm bound to run into this, and what he did was just fantastic. But now, Kevin, I've got to warn you. This next video is not going to be pretty. Okay, here is Rick Baker destroying the set pieces he made for Halloween. He's demolishing them.
He didn't store them?
No. Any fan would have been more than happy to store them for him or give him any kind of new home. Maybe put them on the auction block.
Yeah. Or charity or something. Gosh. And
the look on his face like he is just ecstatic to be destroying this. No. Oh. Now, if you want to see more of these pictures or more video, look him up on Instagram. He is under The Rick Baker. Oh, Kevin, that does it for this Talking Apes 2024 wrap up. Hold on. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. I brought some costume pieces. There we go.
Oh, yes.
There we go. We want to wish everyone a happy 2025. We want to thank everyone, all the apes out there, for watching the podcast on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe over there at Skywalking Through Neverland on YouTube. You'll see all of these shows. You'll see these funny hats. You'll see Kevin's toys. You'll see videos and pictures. But, if you're just going to download it on your podcatcher, we appreciate that as well.
That's okay.
Yeah, every one of our shows, it increases in viewerships and downloads. So we thank you. And we want to thank Patrick Izzo. Patrick has been doing a bang-up job as the Facebook administrator, keeping up with some posts, commenting, and just doing a great job.
Couldn't do it without him.
No, we thank you, Patrick. We really appreciate all your help. We also appreciate Rob Dellinger, who composed the theme to Talking Apes. Rob, thank you once again. Please check out Rob's band at alpharhythmkings.com.
He's been doing some shows around town here, and he's somewhat active on TikTok for you Alpha Rhythm King fans out there. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, check him out. Look under Alpha Rhythm Kings or Rob Dellinger, Dehlinger. The man is a fantastic musician and singer.
In fact, I wouldn't mind going to one of those shows, Richard, if you find one.
He's always at Downtown Disney. So next time, I told him last time that I saw him, next time I come out, Rob, we're going to yell Talking Apes. And at this point, I want you to know that we're not going to stop yelling it until you play it.
Yes, you have my full support. I'll be there. I'll put you on my shoulders, Richard.
And block everyone behind us.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, get ready for this next part.
Okay.
We are part of the Skywalking Network. Where you can find other great shows like the Max Effects Podcast, the Neverland Clubhouse, Totally Tell Me Everything, Star Warsologies, and the flagship show, Skywalking Through Neverland. And catch our YouTube shows, Collectopolis and Today in Star Wars History. Kevin, any Collectopolis updates?
Yes, we are heavily editing right now. We shot a lot of great stuff at Frankenson's, a collectible show, and we have a lot of footage we're trying to get through, and it's going to be an outstanding episode.
Now, stay tuned for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show right after the credits. So until next time, this is Richard.
And this is Kevin.
Now go ape, and have a happy holiday. And a happy new year. Kids today will never understand the magic moment of getting that huge tome in the mail. Whether it's the Sears wish book or the J.C. Penney wish book, getting that big thing in the mail and fighting with your brother and or sister or parent for it. You just wanted to pour over that.
I think we got ours in. My dad always got the Los Angeles Times, and there was a particular Sunday. I think it was sometime in November. They would release this full color booklet that was basically all the toys, right? And I was pretty smart when you think about it, because like it was a catalog, right? And you know that the kid's they're gonna show it to the kid, and if you're a smart parent, you're gonna do the shopping. And you don't have your finger on the pulse. Not back then, they didn't. Not many parents had their fingers on the pulse of what was happening for us, right? Like Planet of the Apes or Star Wars or whatever we were into. So I could, as a parent, now being a parent, I would look at that and go, all right, just gently place it in front of the kid and stand back. And then all your work is done, right?
Now stay tuned for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the... excuse me. Yeah, that was a blooper right there.
You need this. This is what you need. No, it's never gonna work out of
I know, boy. Look at this. I'm ashamed. All I have is this plastic water bottle. I am so ashamed.
You know that's not coming through the mics, right? I'm not hearing it on my end.
Oh, maybe
I hear the first part of it.
Do you hear that? Yeah.
Later, you're gonna have that record blowing on it, and then you're just gonna have to drop it in there each time you.
This big trumpet sound.
You can put any sound you want now.
Like Gonzo at the end of the Muppets. Dun, 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 dun. Ruff, ruff.
Yes.